UFC 304 is over. Here's my experience.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole town.
Start off, I'll give this card a solid 6.5 out of 10. I mean, Dana White upped the bonuses up to 100K, and we still got 7 decisions in a row. Even though some of the fights were very, very dominant decisions, but I mean, come on, you gotta work a little bit harder for that. Somebody that really impressed me early in the night was Mr. Mick Parkin getting a knockout over Lucas Bressy in the very first round. Sam Patterson looked really, really good in his fight. Muhammad Mokaev won his fight and got cut, which is wild. That's another video for a different day. Oban Elliott looked really, really improved from his last time out too also. And Molly McCann, even though she lost, she showed that she is one tough SOB. I mean, how she was able to get up from some of those body shots was beyond me. I think she'll have another fight in the UFC. I feel like she's a really, really big draw over there. Probably not a massive draw, anything like that. And she's also really close to Patty Pimblett, so that helps out a lot. And on top of that, in the prelims, Mr. Nathaniel Wood looked fantastic against Daniel Pineda. With that being said, let's move on to the main card as we start off with a very, very good technical fight between Mr. Arnold Allen and Giga Tsakadze. Giga Tsakadze looked really, really fast in that first round, and I gave him the first round. But Arnold Allen, it just looked like he wanted it more. He kept coming forward. He kept the pressure going. Giga said he had some injuries. It is what it is in that front. I don't really like when fighters lose a fight and the first thing out of their mouth is they was hurt going into it. But Arnold Allen with the win, snapping his 2-fight losing streak. Who do you guys want to see him fight next? Do you think he's ready for another top 5 guy? Even though he did lose his last two top 5 guys in Max Holloway and Movsar Evloev. Arnold Allen looked really, really good. I can't wait to see him back in the octagon. Could we potentially see Arnold Allen versus Yair Rodriguez? I feel like that would be a great fight. Hopefully we can see it. Let me know what you guys think. Following that fight, we had one of my bangers of the night. We had Gregory Rodriguez versus Christian Leroy Duncan. Christian Leroy Duncan was at home, but Gregory, the RoboCop, looked fantastic. Looked absolutely fantastic. He had hard thudding shots whenever he landed. Kept the pressure going forward the entire time. RoboCop should fight somebody with a ranking next to him. He said he's tired of fighting these prospects guys. He wants to make a real title run at the title, and I feel like he has a shot. I feel like he deserves somebody in the top 15 next. I don't know who he's going to be, but I can't wait to see RoboCop fight again. Great performance. Patty the Baddie Pimblett versus King Green. My bad, Patty. My bad, Patty. I wasn't familiar with your game. I thought Green was going to come in there, you know, fill you out for a couple rounds and turn on the pace in the end of the second, end of the third. We didn't make it out the first. He turned King Green into a wrestler, and Patty Pimblett Jiu-Jitsu looked absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. 2 submissions in one is crazy. He could have broke his arm or put him to sleep. He put him to sleep. I think his arm probably hurts right now. I mean, Patty Pimblett has a number by his name now. Where do we see him going? Where do we see Patty Pimblett going? 155 is an absolute bloodbath right now. Absolute bloodbath. And the champion is one of the best fighters in the world right now. I don't know what the ceiling is for Patty Pimblett is, but he called out Mr. Renato. I love money. Moicano, fun fight. Real fun fight. I know he's headlining against BSD versus in UFC Paris, but fun fight whenever they can make it. I don't care if he loses or not, if I'm being completely honest. How do y'all see that one going? Let me know. Patty Pimblett, fantastic. A++ performance. Great night. Next up, another apology is owed to Mr. Tommy Aspinall. I was not familiar with your game. I kind of was. I just thought it wouldn't happen to Curtis Blades. I thought Curtis Blades would go in there with a wrestling heavy game plan. I think that was the game plan. He said he didn't stick to it after he touched Tom Aspinall once. Why do wrestlers love falling in love with their hands? I have no idea. But Tom Aspinall showed why he has the UFC's record right now for his shortest UFC fights. I think it's like 2 minutes and 2 seconds now. That's utterly insane. Heavyweight, defended the interim heavyweight title at that. Johnny Boy, he's next. You get your business done with Stipe. Get that done. He's next. There's no more ducking. There's no more dodging it. John Jones, Tom Aspinall is next. He is next after Stipe Miocic. Retire if you want to retire. Do not duck him. It is a terrible look. You're my GOAT. You're my GOAT. I think you're the greatest of all time in MMA. Either retire or you got to fight Tom. Those are the options. After Stipe, obviously. But Tom Aspinall, great performance. It wasn't very long. Got paid very, very good, I'm assuming. So, yeah. Tom Aspinall, congratulations on defending your interim title. In the main event of the night, we had Belal, remember the name Muhammad, taking on Leon Rocky Edwards. Belal Muhammad dominated. Purely dominated. If I remember right, I gave Belal four rounds to 1. 4 rounds to 1 Belal. It wasn't close. It wasn't close. And I think the round I gave him was either the 3rd or the 4th round. I have to go back and watch it to make sure which one it was. But if it was the 3rd round that I gave him, I was like, all right, Leon might be turning up right now. I'm not sure which one it is, but he dominated. This decision is not controversial at all. Belal's pace and striking really surprised me. His striking really, really did surprise me. He looked clean. I mean, he did get hit a couple times, but we knew that was going to happen. He's a reactionary fighter for the most part, but when he's walking forward like the way he's doing, he looked like he didn't have no problems with an elite striker that Leon Edwards was supposed to be. And on top of that, he put Leon Edwards on his head a couple times. A couple of times. It looked like Belal couldn't do anything wrong. I don't think Leon stunned him or hurt him one time the entire 25-minute fight. And yeah, Leon came out and said, I just felt tired after round 1 or during round 1. You knew the fight was at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, your time, 4 or 5 months ahead of time. 4 or 5 months ahead of time. I don't think that's an excuse. I feel like if you know that's the scenario that you're going to be competing in, you need to do everything in your power to make sure your body is set and ready to go at that time. That's just my opinion. But Belal Muhammad, fantastic fight. Fantastic game plan from him. Khabib's game plan worked flawlessly. Belal Muhammad is the UFC welterweight champion. Who do you guys want to see him fight next? He's saying Shavkat. Shavkat saying it's him. I don't know who it's going to be. Kamaru Usman said that he would love to fight Belal by the end of the year, but I feel like Kamaru Usman needs to get another win in order for him to get back into the title picture, in my opinion, even though he was a fantastic champ while he was champ. A fight between JDM and Kamaru Usman for the #1 contender. If they're going with Shavkat for the title shot, I feel like that would be amazing. Put it on the same card. Put it on the same card. Get your #1 contender. Get your champion. Perfect. That's how I would book it if I was in charge of the UFC. Yeah, that's UFC 304. Very mediocre nights of fights, I would say. I don't think there's any really big stars coming out of this card. Like, in some cards you can find and like, all right, he's gonna be really, really good. You got Mick Parkin, the heavyweight, the 10-0 heavyweight. I feel like he's gonna be pretty good. Yeah, that's it for UFC 304. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Be good people. Peace.